a
How
sign-in
are you?
sheet?
I don't, but I'll get you one right now.
Okay.
It was kind of a karma thing.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
What are we doing?
it'll take me a while before you know everybody's
Yep.
faces.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm terrible with names, always have. Hi, how you guys doing? See, you wanna remember
The
your
baskets
faces.
were great, you didn't even want.
I said meant to leave those in the other room.
Can you sign legibly so she knows your name?
Thank you. I just don't, I was always a hermit, I don't know everybody in town.
Sorry, if
Do you want me to
Yep.
print it too? Yeah, just-
Yes, please.
But the dirt doesn't feel good. Jeez.
What's that? Oh, no, it's the pollen.
Oh, it's pollen and dirt.
I had a couple tissues here that are, you wanna use to wipe the area?
Just use my
Thank
hand,
you.
but thank you.
Maybe
It
I'll
is
put
the
your name.
26th of May.
No, just sign in.
There we go.
She's
Can we go
not.
somewhere else?
I think so, yeah. Time flies.
Name.
Yes.
You know. Michael, would you print your name so she can have it for the minutes?
Ready when you are.
Yeah, this Brian gets really upset when I forget somebody.
Doesn't matter.
Everybody good?
Yep.
Most part? That's early. All right, we'll open the meeting at 7:01 with a full board present. And, recording secretary and town administrator. We got minutes. Come to our agenda. Anybody wanna make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make one.
Which one do you want? Or one both or one?
Yeah, you can give them both, I don't care. It's all good. I got the
That's
file
fine with
last
me.
week, so this one I'll get back to work.
Okay.
All right. I will, make a motion to approve the regular, Dunbarton Selectmen's meeting minutes from, Thursday, May 19th at 7:03 PM, as written.
Second.
Any discussion going on?
No, I'm good.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have minutes. There you go, sir.
Okay, good.
You need to sign it too.
Oh,
Yep.
keep forgetting about it.
Okay, I'll, make a
Okay, I'd
motion
like to be forgotten.
to, approve the, non-public, meeting minutes from Thursday, May 19 at 7:03. I don't think that time is right. They both keep it 7:03.
No, it was what, 8 or something.
Oh,
When did we go into non-public?
you know,
Wasn't it?
it was,
Was it? No, it was early,
know,
that's right, no, it was
it
early,
was
that's
really
right,
early.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it probably is right
What time do
then.
we have in that one?
yeah, did I just
That one's
mess
at
up?
7:03.
That's going in at the beginning, then we talked for about 20 minutes and then we went into
Yeah, it was
non-public.
Yeah, well, this is 7:03 on the non-public.
It's supposed to be 7:23, I think.
7:26.
7:23?
Nope, I made the motion at 7:26.
7:26, all right, I'll just pencil it in here.
I didn't catch that,
So-
sorry guys.
It's all right.
That's in the header, is what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's up here in the header, right here.
No, okay.
Everything
Yeah.
else is okay.
Yeah, everything else
Okay.
is fine. So anyway, I will make a motion to approve the non-public meeting minutes from Thursday, May 19, with an amendment to the time from 7:03 PM to 7:26 PM.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion, we seal those minutes.
I'll
Do
second
the
that.
personal, personnel nature.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right, so just need you and her sign, we can
Okay.
seal
I'm
them.
sorry, Brian, you need a motion, who seconded it?
I did.
Got it.
Seal it. Easy to set.
Is that on the end?
Set?
I'd rather have that, actually.
That's what I'll have mine, because I'm also.
Yeah, 'cause you don't have the
one.
cross.
Yes. It tastes like crap.
Sorry. Sure it's all biodegradable.
myself.
We'd know the difference, wouldn't we?
Probably not. Probably not, my friend. Probably think it would be situation normal. Alrighty. It's on this way and then that way. Oh, look at zero. One more signature.
Okay.
Very good. Those sealed.
Yep.
While he's doing that, open the floor for public comment. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Oh, Jane Martin.
I'm sorry, what?
Jane Martin.
Well, public comment, just if you have anything on your mind, you wanna, anything you wanna get off your chest or anything like that, or it's just, it's open, we're open at public comment.
Well, I counted up tonight, we're supposed to have the meeting for the, sort of follow-up discussion regarding Kelsey Road board decision.
I think that's a kind of misnomer, cause when we had the, last chance, or last time we talked, we had a deadline of tonight to bring in all the materials.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna meet with the, we're gonna review it along with the town council, and then with town council, we'll come back and render a decision at a later meeting, a month or two, or however long it takes for us to connect with everybody.
oh, okay,
So
I
there's
was
no-
just gonna point
yeah.
out that 30 days haven't elapsed, and you gave everyone
30 days of just bringing the material in, so
Yeah.
as of today, no more new material, everything that you guys want, if they can submit, should be, have been submitted already.
I've got nothing new to submit, but it was 28 days, cause that was on April 28th,
True,
and I just wanted to mention, like you,
we're not gonna be here Saturday.
okay.
It was just 4 weeks, or 4 meetings down the road, so yeah, you're right, it's actually 28 days, not truly 30 days, but.
Oh, okay, well, that concludes my comments for tonight's meeting, I'm gonna leave now. Come on, baby.
Oh,
We'll take the opportunity to thank you for dropping
Yeah,
in,
thank you.
bringing the material, and again, we'll sit down with the council, review everything, Ms. Nelton you brought in, and we'll get back to you guys, just keep checking the agendas and whatnot, and if we can, we'll make sure, we'll try to do our best to let everybody know, so when we do have a decision, everybody can be present.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good night.
good night.
Right.
Good night. Have a happy Memorial Day.
Oh, yes, thank you,
You
you too.
Don?
No.
Colleen?
Yes.
No, this is public comment, this is
Oh,
not
no,
library.
no public comment.
Dave?
I'm gonna wait because I'm on the agenda anyway, so
Alright then.
just do it in order, I guess.
Hearing no more public comment, then we're gonna close public comment, and then, okay, you're it.
Yes, so I'm Colleen Madden from the Library Trustees, and I just wanted to come to share some news about the library. I'm not sure if you heard that Andrea Douglas is gonna be retiring.
Yep.
She had announced that a couple of months back.
Right.
So the trustees have been conducting a search for a new library director, and we narrowed it down to 3 people who were all very qualified, 3 really good candidates. And we've decided to hire a woman named Mary Gerard, who is actually from Dunbarton, and she is the assistant library director over at the New Boston Library, where she's worked for years. Before that, she was a library director in Montana for many years. Moved back to Dunbarton and started working at the New Boston Library. And she became friendly with Nancy and Andrea over there, just as a patron and a member of town, and started filling in from time to time when, I don't know, you may or may not know that Nancy Lang has cancer.
Yes.
So when she was undergoing some chemo treatments in the fall, we would bring in Mary, as a temp to fill in. So she started to get to know our library a little bit that way, and then applied for the job. She's very qualified, and she brings a very cheerful and friendly,
Nice.
enthusiastic personality, very welcoming. Some of the days that, the day that she would usually temp on was Tuesdays when we have story time. And she infused a whole new energy into that, bringing music and songs and finger puppets. I have little kids, so I saw firsthand, what kind of ideas she has. And so we're really happy about
Awesome.
bringing her on board. Andrea will be retiring at the end of the summer.
Mhm.
She is gonna be available to fill in as a librarian if we need her to, depending on, Nancy's health. And, we're just confident that it's gonna be a pretty smooth transition.
Is she gonna be on while, so Andrea, thank you, just, was in my, tip of my tongue, I just lost it, senior moment, I guess.
Yeah, they're just gonna overlap
How they gonna
over the summer to do the summer reading program together,
Okay.
and
I
then,
wasn't sure you're gonna be paying them both at the same, like, full salaries, that'd be kinda tough.
Right,
You
the,
budgeted for that, did you?
we've figured out in our budget that, that she's gonna, you know, they're gonna overlap a little bit, but the 2 of the weeks of the summer, Andrea's using up her vacation time, and, it overlaps a little bit, but since Nancy's hours have decreased,
Mhm.
it's gonna work out in our budget. And then, what was I gonna say?
I can do that to people's tramp thoughts, really.
Yeah, me too. Is she,
Would you reel it?
is the librarian leaving her position in, New Boston?
Yes.
She is.
She is,
So she's not wearing two hats here. I mean,
no,
the schedules of the two libraries don't allow her to
Right.
do that, yeah.
yeah, no, she's
Yeah.
gave her notice
Yeah.
and will be joining us.
Good.
The library director is not actually a full-time position, it's, you know, cause the library's only open 30 hours.
Right.
So it is still a part-time, position, but she will be library director. Andrea will take some time to really, you know, show her the ropes and train her in everything that she does. But she's very experienced, very cheerful, and very invested in the town because she's from Dunbarton. She helped organize a soup night that they had a few months back or weeks back that was very successful, so, you know, she's already made some relationships with patrons and, yeah, we're confident that she's a good fit. Also, the flooring was taken care of, so we thank you guys for that. Andrea said that, you know, it all went very smoothly and it looks great, I couldn't even tell where it was because it, you know, blends in really well.
Good.
And the last thing I wanted to do was thank Selectman Bob Martell for all of the hours that he volunteered on the new little history room over there.
Awesome.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I mean,
thank you
put
very
in
much, Bob.
hours of your time to do that. And that was that little corner where, he removed the staircase and
Right.
it looks fabulous. And a lot of volunteers helped with painting and putting in the drywall, so that's gonna be a little history corner for New Hampshire history and Dunbarton history, so. I
Awesome.
don't know if you saw it, but Andrea had a little plaque made and it's actually called
I did.
the Robert Martell History Room.
To be real honest, they should call that Andrea's Corner.
Ah.
That would be cute too.
Well, we're definitely
I
gonna have,
think that would be more fitting because she had been, the drive to push to get that done.
she did, yes.
You know,
Yeah, she worked really hard to get that done and she'll be proud of it because they did a wonderful job. We are gonna have some sort of retirement party for Andrea probably in September. As I said, she might still be in the library, you know, on a day or two here and there, to fill in. And, I'd like to bring Mary to a selectman meeting over the summer, just so she can meet you guys. And we
They're on
might,
the summer schedule, so make sure
Yes.
you double check, so you might
It's
be
every
seeing it by
other?
yourself, yeah.
yeah,
It's on the Google Calendar.
okay, so we'll check that. And, we'll probably do some kinda open house welcoming party for her over there too, so people can pop in and introduce themselves. So that's all I have for the
Excellent.
library.
Excellent. So then that, the roof work, just give you guys a heads up on it.
Yeah.
It's, been a little bit more, involved than we originally anticipated, so we've, secured engineering firm to take and do up plans and to take and, you know, to structurally make sure the roof is sound before we
Right.
put the new roof on. And we've
That's
got
good.
a contractor all set to take and do the roof. So hopefully before winter, we'll have
Right.
the roof on there.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
But,
Yeah.
we may have, depending on whether we go through the current roof that is, or go through the ceiling with the wood that's gonna be necessary, we'll keep you guys in the loop on that.
Sure, yeah,
Right now, it's just still, we'll have to get over there and, let the engineer get up there and take a look and, you know, take measurements and such, that's about it right now.
He's scheduled for June 6th or 7th, which is
Okay.
Monday and Tuesday of June.
to do the measurements?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know,
Week away, 2 weeks away,
A week and a half.
week and a half.
Well, yeah, 2 weeks. couple
So
days.
his schedule worked out, that's good.
Yeah,
It was the other engineer firm that could be here this
Yeah.
week,
this
Yep.
week, yeah.
but case are off.
Yep.
So. I don't know if you guys have anything to add or not.
No,
No,
I may reach out to Andrea and make sure I'm able to get in there. I think I can go through the front door and get upstairs.
We
but
should have
Okay.
I
keys
wanna
though,
make
right?
sure. Yeah, but I wanna make sure it's not being locked and I don't have a key, so I'll check it out before.
Okay,
Before. it
right, cause we'll
comes.
be closed on the Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. Alrighty. Mr. Hurley, he's not here, I don't know if you wanna touch base on it, just let drop in, cause since he's not here.
I don't know, I can brief Bob, cause I don't think he's aware of what the phone call was, but I got a phone call.
That works.
I've lost track of my days here, Monday, I think it was, yeah, it was Monday night when I got home. But John was upset that, what he's telling me is that,
He's a legend. Yes.
alleging, I guess that's where I'm looking for, thank you, that Jeff Crosby's using the town truck hauling what John believes to be town dirt to his own building, his own yard or his own building, and alleging that it's being processed and resold by Jeff. So whether or not any of that is, fact or not, I don't know, but that's what's being alleged. So, that John called me, he was pretty wound up. Didn't know for sure if he was gonna be here tonight or not, but he may show up yet, still early.
That's true.
it's a heads up, but it really takes both parties to
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it does, yeah.
find out what the
Yeah,
resolution
but just so you
is.
know, what that's on there for.
This isn't the first time that John's made
Yeah, well-
allegations, I know when I first came on board, it was regarding wood
Yeah,
being sold.
correct.
Yeah, so, but, I mean, it's nice he brings it to our attention, but, it'd be nice if we had something a
Yeah,
little more concrete, like in writing, so we could take
Yep.
and hang our head on
Yeah.
personally.
and maybe he'll do that, I don't know, I didn't ask for that, but, he talked to me quite a while.
Well, let's hope he shows up and speaks for himself here.
Sure, okay.
That'd be nice. Mr. Nolt, you're next.
I'm up next, huh?
Yes, you are. It wasn't long. It's only 20 minutes.
Yeah, guys might get out of here early tonight anyway. I'm gonna try to keep tonight,
entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'm gonna keep tonight brief. I brought in, 20 or 29 maps to Lynn the other day.
That we saw. Or saw
Went
the
through
plan.
them. I tried to highlight the areas and reference, and also I gave her, a schedule or whatever on the maps on the front page.
Are they ours to keep, or are they,
There are yours to keep,
okay,
and I also put a brief description under each one of those maps as the highlighted areas, what I think is a highlighted reference, like if the roadway went to the barn in front of Kelsey Road, I stated that, and you're gonna see it stated probably 10-15 times in there. If the road went onto my property, I stated that. If the road went through my property and onto the Goffstown Road, I stated that. We were looking for a little clarity on the last meeting. Jeff Crosby was under the understanding that you told him not to maintain that 127 feet of Kelsey Road,
That's my
stating
rec-
at the last meeting.
that's my recollection, I'd have to ask these gentlemen here if they recall.
When you guys first came out, you said that you were looking to maybe discontinue winter maintenance of Kelsey Road, but we were gonna wait till after all this stuff got handed in, and then you were gonna make a decision. I didn't hear any decision during that meeting that you guys told him not to maintain the road.
Right, well, if I remember correctly, and I could be a little off, so, but to the best of my recollection, the discussion was revolving around winter maintenance, and said, we only maintain it in the winter, because we're just going to a point to turn around and come back out again.
I asked you why it was being only discontinued the maintenance in the winter when you guys came out. Was
Right,
that-
because we were on the impression that there was no summer maintenance and everything like that, and then you brought up about something about grading.
they graded the day before.
Right, exactly,
The
and
meeting.
that's when I looked at Jeff and says, from this point forward, don't, cause that's, right now it's unknown whether it's town road or not, so, at this point in time, because there's
Now-
no reason for us to be
Why are we
grading it.
waiting 2 or 3 Why are we waiting 2 or 3 more weeks for you guys to make a decision? Sounds like you made a decision that night not to maintain the
No, that
road
was for
anymore.
the summer, the summer maintenance, because we were, unbeknownst to us, that it was actually being used, you know.
Now, how,
Being
all
done.
the times we've been in here on this road issue, Brian,
Mhm.
didn't you know that the town maintained that like every other dirt road in town?
Yeah, the Kelsey Road portion, but again, they probably, what they did is, well, they needed a place to turn around, so they went to the most convenient spot.
Kelsey
And while
Road
they-
has always been maintained to the front edge of the barn, plowing, grading,
That's for a judge to decide, so, I'm not gonna rehash it, I'm not gonna go.
Jeff,
into-
your road agent sat here and told you that.
No, not necessarily.
Jeff Crosby, at the
When you say the
previous
town is
meeting-
always, when you say the town is always, that's from, 1765 on through. When you say always, in my opinion. But again, we're not gonna rehash it, that's
Well, he
subject
said
is.
in the term that he's been here as road agent,
Mhm.
and he's spoken to the 2 previous road agents which are in this
We're
town
not
still
gonna debate that
living.
tonight, doesn't matter, we're not debating that tonight.
Well, I'm just telling you, you're telling me, it's a mute point, it's not. Your road agent that works for the town of Dunbarton has
Mhm.
told you he's spoken to the 2 previous road agents as well as himself, they've all turned around and maintained to the front of the barn, where my right of way starts. So now you're telling him not to maintain that section
I
of
believe we
road
did,
that they're always maintaining.
yes, the use of the.
It sounds
actual
like to me you
class-
guys have already made the decision then.
That was just a stopgap at that point in time, because we weren't aware of that, it was unbeknownst to us.
Yeah, I don't believe that,
Hmm.
that we've come to any conclusion.
No.
Cause we're still looking, well,
Well,
Now
how,
we're
you
still
told the
gonna
guy
look
not to
at
maintain my section road, now the road just got graded a day ago, and that section of road didn't get maintained.
Well, that's the whole point, we don't know if it is Kelsey Road or not yet, so.
We've been maintaining it for the last 60,
Doesn't
70
matter, at this
years.
point in time, the only one that can legally tell you that is Kelsey Road is a judge. Plain and simple.
Well, then what are you guys doing making any decision about it at all then? Why don't you just give it to the judge? If
Right
you're
now-
telling me you guys can't make a decision about that road as selectmen, why aren't you just giving it to the
our
judge right now?
Our whole discussion that last time was regarding maintenance, not whether it's road or not making a decision whether it's road. It was all revolving around the topic of maintenance.
I know, and you said you were gonna wait to make a decision on whether the road got maintained or not
Right,
till a future meeting, and now you're telling me you just told Jeff Crosby not to maintain the road.
for
Which
grading.
that's not
and
what
such.
I understood, and I was sitting at the meeting. I understood we were gonna make a decision in the future on whether we continued maintaining Kelsey Road or not,
Winter
if you're-
maintenance,
winter maintenance.
yes, let's
And I
clarify
asked you,
winter-
what's the difference between winter maintenance and the maintenance we had just done?
Well, again, we weren't aware of that it was being done, 'cause
Right.
we're under the impression that it was only winter maintenance.
You guys do know we grade our dirt roads in town,
Yes.
so why would Kelsey Road be any different? What are you saying you're unaware of?
Again, we're going down that same rabbit hole, and I'm not going down there, so you have anything new you'd like to add, please? I mean, 'cause
I thought
we're
this
just going,
was
we're
new.
going, no, we're just going around in circles.
So right now, is Jeff Crosby to maintain that section of road or not?
I believe the last discussion we had with him at that time was not to. That small little.
Cause I was at that meeting, it was unclear to me that you guys told that.
No,
Sounded to me like we were waiting to a future meeting because you guys hadn't made
that
any
was for
decision.
winter, that was for winter maintenance. That discussion was
So,
revolving around winter maintenance, not
Just
summer
to
maintenance.
clarify, for winter maintenance, is that all you're gonna meet on looking at the maintenance on Kelsey Road? Because you've already made a decision on summer maintenance?
The summer maintenance one is tentative right now, it's temporary, because that we'll have to take up with our, council, I guess, or attorney, whatever you wanna call him.
Okay, cause that's not what I understood when I was here, so.
So what do you wanna know?
I wanna know if Jeff Crosby is gonna maintain that section of road throughout the summer till you guys make your decision. Cause right now, it's full of ruts and it's not in good repair.
Well, it's a little, what's your pleasure, I guess I'm of the opinion, we've already told Jeff one direction,
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
yeah,
inclined to reverse myself.
no, maybe on that, no, he's been told not to, maintain.
Well, I'm telling you right now, that section of road is not in good travel. So, we either gotta make some sort of decision, or I've gotta get back in front of the board here with some sort of report on the road, because I'm telling you right now, sitting in front of you, that section of road is not in good travel. That's the section, Jeff Crosby, your road agent, sat here at the last meeting, told you Mike Guiney pulls out and digs it up every time he leaves his driveway. That road is all dug up and bumpy and causes your vehicle to slide sideways, especially in a pickup truck. And now that section of road just got maintained and they left that section undone. And that's the first time I wanna make a note of it on the public meeting, that any section of Kelsey Road has not been maintained since I've lived down there.
Again, that's with your opinion that is Kelsey Road, that's not necessarily our opinion.
I'm
that's
just
Kelsey
telling you,
Road.
it's the first time that section of road has not been maintained by the town since I've lived down
As
there.
long as we're clear. That's where the discrepancy is.
Okay, so that 127 feet, the last 127 feet is what we're talking about. This is the first time the town has not maintained that. So what I wanna know is what are we gonna do for the summer? Are we gonna leave that with big potholes in it? Because to me, it doesn't seem like it can be. At our town meeting, the town attorney stated, let me put my glasses on here. That if the last 127 feet of Kelsey Road did not get discontinued at the town meeting, then the town would have to keep maintaining it because they have done so for 20 years or more. So how could the selectmen discontinue winter or any other maintenance on the road? Your town attorney that you guys hired sat at the town meeting. When I asked him the question about the RSA's, he said that if that road did not get discontinued by the town at that night, then the town would have to continue maintaining that section of road. So he said that at a public meeting, and it's been recorded. And now you're turning around telling me you're gonna discontinue the maintenance of that road. How can the town attorney contradict his own words?
Yes, but it's not an absolute. The law does give us the option, we don't have to maintain it if we don't want to. That's a choice, and it's a part of risk management, we have to take and weigh the risks versus the other liabilities, so.
So leaving that, so that road is ungraded and unsafe,
There's nothing that says you can't grade it if you want, or take your tractor and smooth it out, or
the town section of road?
that's not the town section of road. In our
You're
opinion.
saying that now without even having looked at any of the documentation.
At this point.
You're
in
making
our
a
opinion-
judgment right there, Brian Pike.
No, we've told you this time and time again, it's in no man's land, there's no definitive decision whether it's town road or not. So at this point in time, it is in limbo, you have the opportunity to take and maintain it yourself, which we've been told time and time again, you've also always had that opportunity as part of the, was it easement by necessity?
So who told you that?
Well, you were told that right by, Mr. Guy's surveyor back when this all started up, a year and a half or so ago.
I never seen him say I could maintain that section
Well,
of
certainly
road.
did. Ted was there, kept his mouth shut. I don't, you weren't there. I think Ron Warner was there.
Yeah, when,
That was when Ron Warner was alive, so it's been that long.
And what was your recollection of it?
He told you that because you have an easement by necessity, if that's not town road, officially town road, I should say, you have the opportunity to take and maintain it, whether it's plowing it, grading it, or whatever the case may be.
Well, that's the first I hear of that, Brian.
I know you were there at the time, and I remember him saying it. It was it Ed Rogers?
Yeah, I was a surveyor.
That was the beginning. I know it's been said, and I know, the town attorney said the same thing. You know, you always have an easement there, you always have the right. And you have the right to take and maintain it, or clean it up, or however, to make it passable for yourself, if necessary.
At the town meeting, the townspeople asked the selectmen not to relinquish any portion of Kelsey Road, and that it continued to be maintained as it was for the last 70 or 100 years or so. So why are we, as town selectmen, trying to stop maintaining Kelsey Road? Town meeting's a pretty definitive meeting. Everything at that town meeting is binding. The
No,
new
that's
selectman
not
was
true.
binding.
That's not true.
New selectman was binding. Every one of the warrant articles that was brought up in front of the townspeople is binding upon this town.
No, that's not true.
What do you
There's
mean
many
it's not
times we have warrant articles that are non-binding.
If they get passed at that town meeting, they're
No,
binding.
that's a
warrant.
fallacy. That is a big fallacy. You cannot take, a town legislative body cannot pass a warrant article to take and limit our authority as select board, nor can we take and do anything to take and limit the legislative body's authority.
Like the warrant article for the new cop car, that passed.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can't change that now.
Actually, we could.
Huh?
We could. If we foresee it, you know, just use that as an example, not saying that we're going to, because it's already been ordered and it's on its way. But if there, for some reason, there was a spending issue or a monetary issue, we need to take and pull back money like that, we could take and do something of that nature if necessary.
Let me ask you this, if Kelsey Road was discontinued at the town meeting,
Mhm.
would you be fighting to keep it open?
That all depends on the situation at hand. And at this point in time, can't answer that because it wasn't. But,
What I wanna know is the townspeople spoke pretty clear and overwhelming. In fact, Colleen just told me that when she came in, she congratulated me on how well it went for me at the town meeting.
mhm.
I said, it hasn't seemed to make any difference, Colleen. I said, these people are doing whatever they seem to wanna do. And I said, so that town meeting apparently wasn't binding because they're not listening to the townspeople. The townspeople said they wanted to keep the road, continue to be open, continue to be maintained, and not discontinued. And I've seen no help from the selectmen trying to do that. I think there's a lot of help the selectmen could be given on my side of this road situation to
Well,
provide
that's it, you
help.
want us to take, and plain and simple, as I see it, you just want us to take and pick sides, we're not picking sides.
I'm not asking you to pick
That's what you just
sides.
said, if you see it my way, my side, my
No,
way.
I'm asking you to work on my side, cause all you've been doing is working against me.
No.
Well, I just wanted, you dropped off stuff, and I think it's this week or within the, I mean,
That's
I just saw the stuff today, so I haven't even read it.
Mhm.
I've read a lot of the other information that's been available through all of the,
Survey and.
surveyors and everything, including the one with all the deeds. I've looked at everything. I looked at the news stuff that Mike Guiney brought in. I have a packet that you dropped off that I'm gonna look at. Right now, from, I guess you could say, as Brian said, no man's land, you have a section of road there. We don't know if it is Kelsey Road or what it's gonna be. You know, it may end up that it's not even part of Kelsey Road, but till we look at all the documentation, or till we get an opinion,
Mhm.
it's hard to determine, and I can't say you're right or wrong without even looking at what you presented today.
As a town selectman, after going to that town meeting and seeing what the townspeople want and what they voted for that night, why aren't we hiring a surveyor? It'd be a lot cheaper than hiring our town attorney to survey that 127 feet of Kelsey Road, like was agreed upon with the last select board. Actually, it was 2 select boards ago, from this select board. And have that surveyor definitively show where Kelsey Road is using the documentation from the archives, which I provided to the town, and the stuff Mike Guiney provided.
Right, and his surveyor, which was a surveyor that did nothing but research all deeds, historical deeds that went with the property, kind of paint a different picture, so I wanna see whose picture is proper. And I can't do that now without reading what you presented.
And I want you to, Bob.
You know, number one. So if you have the ability to maintain that piece of road till we know that that's the road or not the road, so we can give you an answer, I don't know what else to tell you, you know.
I
'cause
have
we
the
don't-
ability to do it, Bob, but I've been told before at these select boards meetings not to maintain that section of road, cause it was a town road.
And you see where
Mike
you,
Guiney himself came in and complained, cause I was grading that section of road, and the previous select group has asked me not to maintain it because it's a town road.
and that's the pickle that we're in right now, is you dealt with previous selectmen that aren't even around to take a position, and I'm trying to form a position.
Right.
I don't have one yet. So I can't give you the answer you may wanna hear or that Mike might wanna hear.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for either one of you.
I just wanted to, those maps I provided.
Yep.
There's I got a little thing here I'm gonna read anyway afterwards, only cause I don't wanna break it up. There's 158 years worth of documentation showing that road either going and stopping in front of the barn, right where it does currently now, and the turnaround there, and or continuing onto my property to a previous residence there. I showed Lean today, Alonzo Richards' residence. Where my house is built, and on the plans that I provided to you, you're gonna see 2 foundation. There was a barn and a house foundation where my house is now, And I made Dahlberg, before we started building out there, survey those foundations and put them on the plan. I colored them in yellow for you, you'll see they're very clear. And on the old aerial surveys, maps, you will see those foundation holes, and you'll see them on several of Dahlberg's foundation, on his layouts and surveys. I want you to look at that, because that road continued down, and I don't think it was as wide as Kelsey Road, but some sort of form of road went to that last house, and it shows on all of these old maps from the 1800s, all the way down to the edge of the brook where my land is. And when you're looking at those maps, my land starts directly behind Mike Guiney's barn. I'm talking within 50 feet of the back of his barn is where my property is. So when that road continues down on the L, when you're looking at those maps and you see a little block for a house down there on those maps, that's where my house is presently today. So it showed from 1958, 29 different maps from every surveyor around, from different surveyors, not just one surveyor, many different surveyors, 3 of them right on Mike Guiney's property before he owned the property, surveying it, showing the location of Kelsey Road, the turnaround the town was using, and it also, some showed the continued road going on to my property. There's a bridgeway on my property where it crosses and goes over Black Brook. Still there today, and the road continues, and it's on that 1946 map right behind you, which I have a blown up copy in, that I've given Lean, and it shows the road continuing to the Goffstown line. I don't know if it was called Kelsey Road or not, but the only road ever shown doesn't go through Guiney's line to the Goffstown line. If you look at the blister rust map, there's a disconnect between the field and the road. But that road that goes to the Goffstown line, on those aerial photos and some of the old maps, it's all on my land. It's nothing going through Guiney's land, nothing I've found, nothing any of my surveyors have found. I've hired 2 surveyors to do complete surveys of every piece of property around my land, including Guiney's land. And I've hired an attorney to do it. This has all been through zoning board, been through the attorneys, been through a court case, and has been determined that I have rights to go down and access and build homes on those 3 lots, which I've done on 2 of the 3. And so when you say it has to go to court, it's actually already been to court. The judge has seen the roadways, he's seen the maps, he's seen everything down there. And everything, at that court case, Mike Guiney didn't determine that the town couldn't turn around in there. Only when he didn't get any monetary value at that court case, in other words, he sued me and the town of Dunbarton. He get done the court case, the judge says, go straight through your property on this cart road, don't take the one going to the right. Only when he didn't get any money did he start devising a different way to try and bottleneck off Dave Knowlton. He told you the reason why he's putting the post in the road. To try and get David Knowlton to pay him money to go through that section of road, which has been considered up until just this very present year, a town road, on all circumstances. Even Mike Guiney has stated that it was a town portion of the road. So, I just want you to look at those things, all of those maps with an open idea, because from 1958 on, they have no map showing. The only map they have showing is the one that Mr. Rogers just created. And when we did the walkthrough there, Bob, and I'd be happy to take you through a walk out there, he shows the barway on that as 50 feet wide going out in the stone wall. It's a 6-foot barway. He shows that existing road going over ledge. He shows it going up over piles of rock, which I pointed out to Tom when we were out there. I'm like, this is where, he's sitting there pointing down to the road, this is where it goes over, there's like a 3 to 4 foot pile of rock. He says, this is our best guess where it went. I can show you all the roadways on my land.
Excuse me, Dave.
They're all beautiful, flat and
Okay.
smooth.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
All I'm thinking is this clarification of Kelsey Road. I mean, I'm being patient and everything, but you're just going down the same rabbit hole again. You basically,
Bob Martell wasn't here for all of the discussions that you guys were, so I'm sorry if it's repetitive to you, Brian, but Bob wasn't here, so I wanna give him some background on those maps, because those maps are very important.
oh, you're welcome to talk to him at any time like that, but I mean, you know, we have an agenda here, we wanna stick to the agenda. I mean, I
I'm
don't
the
mind
only
giving
one
you,
left
I don't
on
mind
the
giving you some
agenda, Brian.
latitude, but, I mean, I don't wanna rehash the same old stuff all over again.
Brian, I'm not rehashing it, we have a brand new selectman.
Yeah.
I've already been through 2 select
you
boards
want-
that agreed with
You're
me
welcome
on
to
my
listen
side.
to it if you want, I mean, just-
What I'm
okay.
gonna do is I am gonna take a look at your documentation, and if I have, and I may reach out to you.
Okay, that'd be
if-
great.
If that.
And if you
is
wanna see that
satisfactory.
roadway down there, Bob, I'd love to show it to you.
Yeah, I'm
but
just,
without-
I'm
without
trying to
seeing it, you
understand
can't.
that bridge when it goes across, I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out if that's Portage Road on the other side of the brook.
It was a discontinued, road.
Yeah, there's a road called Portage Road. I grew up
Yeah.
in the same area you did.
Yeah, I don't think
And I
it's
was
that one,
alive in the
Bob.
fifties. I
Yeah.
was in 1956, I was in that area.
Yeah,
So that may be where, cause that's where we crossed the brook, my
Yeah.
brother and I. There's two beams here,
yeah, that's exactly
okay?
right.
That's Portage Road, I think, on the other side, so I may take the opportunity to go out there.
Yeah,
Cause we may have a conflict of what there is existing,
yeah.
you know? So I'd just like to know clarification for myself. But if
And I'm
that
sorry,
makes you
Brian, that's
feel-
repetitive for you guys. I know you guys been
Yeah.
through many meetings of this, and I know it's repetitive, but Bob hasn't been
But
here.
if that makes you, puts you at ease, I am gonna read the stuff,
Yeah,
definitely gonna read the stuff.
I mean, no, I mean, welcome to, any particular time like that, I mean, I don't like giving latitude, but I mean, again, we're just, going down that same road, and no pun intended, I guess I should rethought that one, but,
but you know,
if you're.
I've been through 3 boards already, Brian, 3 full select boards where somebody
Probably more
changes.
than that.
Well, 3 with the current issue of him saying that the road isn't there or whatever. And the 2 previous select groups have agreed with me and said that they were gonna do something about it and survey the road and whatever else, and seen the maps.
But yet they haven't.
And then, yet they haven't, and then I'm at a new select board, which we've lost, 2 guys already from the select board you've been part of, and now we have a new guy, and I need to be able to explain it to him.
I understand, but I mean, we give you all, latitude and stuff like that, I mean, you can have these conversations offline, so to speak, so we're not eating up time in our meetings, and not that we have a whole bunch of business.
I
running.
thought after the way that everything's been handled, it'd be better to do it at the public meeting.
I mean, you're welcome to talk to him offline, and he can go see the road and whatnot, I mean,
Okay.
if you want all 3 of us there, that's fine, we can do something of that nature, but, again, I mean, if he wants to listen to it, I mean, I'll entertain it,
I think I'm
Under
almost,
the
I think
bus
I'm
like
almost
Bob.
done everything I came and said. I was gonna be pretty short with it.
Anything else for?
Put my glasses on. She's seen enough of me without my glasses. I think I stated before, and at the, at one of the last select meetings, before Bob was here, so I wanna point this out. The last 3 road agents that we have hired in this town, the ones that are still living, Bob, have all stated that they've maintained Kelsey Road to the front of the barn, at the end of Kelsey Road, and turned around at the barn area. All 3 of our living road agents that still are in town and living. And Jeff Crosby has spoken directly with all of them. He stated in the selectmen's meeting that, that's exactly what they said, and that's what he's continued to do since he started. That gives the town of Dunbarton 60 years of continued maintenance when we go back to Cy Audette on Kelsey Road, to the front of the barn. At the town meeting, the townspeople stated they did not want the maintenance on the Kelsey Road changed, and I wanna know why we're doing it now. One other thing here. I pointed out a bunch of this stuff to you and Tom earlier. A hard road to travel. Brian, I know you had a copy. Has Bob gotten a copy so he could read some of it?
I actually have liens at home.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I think we have 2 copies, so.
Yeah, I've got one too.
There's a section there on chapter 4, Bob, on discontinuance of highways, and the first paragraph says, a well-established principle of law is that a public highways should be preserved. Once public rights-of-way are established, the rights of public should last indefinitely unless formally publicly decision is made to discontinue them. The rights of the public should last indefinitely unless the public decision is made to discontinue them. Which didn't happen at the town meeting. I think that's, all I have to say. The only other thing is, I wanted to point out on the easement plan drawn up for the town of Dunbarton. You 2 were selectmen and had this, plan drawn up for the town of Dunbarton showing the new turnaround, Brian.
Make sure I don't. Yep.
And you'll see here, he's got a note, approximately existing road bed.
Mhm.
Now, I made sure we had a meeting out there before any new turnaround was made, because there was no existing road bed there on the left side of the road. There was a 3 or 4 foot hill pile, In fact, the gravel that came out of that area to make the new turnaround, because it was so close to my house, Jeff hauled to my house, I have 9 loads of it. And there's still 3 loads of loom sitting there on Mr. Guiney's property, because he didn't want to scare that. Why did he haul it to my house? Anytime he cleans up the roadways, on any side of the road, he's hauled it to anybody that will take it close proximity, asked me if I want it,
Yeah, we got stuff.
and I
in
said
practice.
sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Because when you start talking road size and stuff like that, now you're talking hazardous waste, and that's not good. DES is gonna be crawling
That's what they've
over us.
always done, Brian, so
I know,
guess-
but what you always done doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
I know.
Because DS is crawling over the DOT for that. Because of all-
So, it shows an existing road bed. You guys were out there with me walking that land, there was no road bed shown there. And yet he shows a dotted road bed there. And I wanna know how, on this brand new map, he shows an existing road bed going past the turnaround, where there was no road bed there. We all walked it. There was just a field there, grown up field.
That's-
These new maps, when they're created, like the one that, Mike Guiney's surveyor just made, are what's gonna be misleading in the future, cause it shows an existing roadbed, there is none there. The only new roadbed there is the town turnaround that we just put in.
He's wanna put it there, then that's.
He
he's
has
always-
to justify
he has to
that, I
justify
guess.
I would like
Not
the
us.
selectmen to bring that up to him. Because we were, us 3 were there and there was no roadbed, in fact, Lean was there as well. There was a field there grown up, no roadbed in place at all to see. So how he determined that was a roadbed, I think we need answered, because that's on a plan now of record. That went to the registry, right, Tom?
I would imagine it
Yes.
did, yeah, I think it did, yeah.
The turnaround?
No, this map, I think
map,
he did, I
yes.
think Mike Guiney,
Yeah, they
if I remember correctly, yeah, they filed that.
Did Mike or did the town?
This
No,
turnaround,
that was
no.
Mike's survey,
Mike
wasn't it?
survey, they
Yeah,
found-
Mike did that.
That's not Mike's surveyor, that's the town's surveyor.
Yeah, this
Oh.